Hello, good evening. Welcome to my Monday night video. I didn't forget, I've had a very crazy day and I just come back from the gym. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you today about Barbie. I went to see Barbie yesterday, so if you haven't seen Barbie, this video will contain spoilers. And I would recommend not watching it if you intend to watch Barbie. So I think you should go to watch Barbie without any ideas about what it's going to be like, any expectations. That's the best way. So for me, I tried not to have expectations, but I did have expectations because there was so much hype about it. And also a lot of my female friends went to see it last week and they were all dying to talk to me about it. And they said it was going to be very, it's going to inspire many conversations, especially the ending, they said. And they were just dying for me to see it so we could all talk about it together. So, and also a lot of people that I know who tend to be quite skeptical and quite negative mindset were impressed by it. So I had this very high expectation. So starting off with the positive, I loved the colours. It was such a beautiful place. And also I love Barbie as well. I mean, when I was a kid, I had a Barbie. Didn't have Ken though. And I just love dolls in general. And I thought it was interesting at the very beginning of the film when they talked about, most dolls being like babies or small children and we were kind of mothering them. Whereas with Barbie, it was kind of like more of a fashion thing, dressing her up and etc. and just kind of role playing a fully grown woman as opposed to a baby doll. So that's one thing about Barbie that's been criticized, the kind of proportions of the body of the Barbie and also the default high heel feet and also the kind of big tits, tiny waist. That's something that's been criticized throughout time. And I think the choice of Margot Robbie, I think she's a very beautiful actress. I think she's a great actress. I think she did it very, very well. But she's not quite Barbie, because I do think in real life we do have more of that kind of physique around, the kind of like, the blonde hair, the kind of tan skin and big boobs and tiny waist. And that's something that a lot of people who are into plastic surgery are trying to emulate. So I think they could have had something a bit more like that, would have been a bit more aligned with what Barbie is and these kind of unattainable levels of beauty that are unattainable for most people who are not prepared to do elective surgery and all of those things that you'd have to do to actually look like that. I mean, just the other day I was talking to a friend who's going to have a procedure soon. We're thinking, oh my God, it's awful. And I can't believe people actually choose to go through surgery to look better. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, so that's a little sidetrack there. So I feel like at the beginning it had this promise of being something that it wasn't. And it almost felt like when I was watching The Idol, which is another series I was watching on HBO recently, which is starring The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp. It seemed like every episode was different and there might have been a story in it originally, but then the editors just had their own ideas and just did different things with it without really thinking about the story or the thread. And I feel like Barbie was like that a little bit as well. It's kind of like there's lots of different stories being told. And it started off, my phone was full, so I'm back. I can't remember what I was saying at the end of that. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit more about the body positivity, unattainable standards of beauty, etc. But that was kind of forgotten about throughout the story. And what I really didn't like about it is the way that men were portrayed in the story. I think I would have felt a little bit uncomfortable if I'd gone to that with a male friend or a male in general. So I just think it just felt like, I mean, I'm all about women power, girl power, feminism. I definitely consider myself to be a feminist. But to make men seem like redundant and stupid and kind of leery, lechy guys, I'm just not really into that. I don't think it's gonna help us in our cause. And imagine if it had been the other way around, making women look stupid and look however. I just don't think it would have been a good thing. Because when they went to the real world, like from Barbie Land to the real world, I mean, a lot of Barbie was really kind of like surprised to see that men were in charge, and some of the men on construction sites, they're all kind of like, hey, look at you, kind of like very leery, etc. And I just think so all the men in it were either stupid or kind of lechy and redundant, and I don't think that's the way to kind of promote women. I don't think it's the good way at all. And I think feminism is about gender equality. So it's not about we're better than you or anything like that. That's not what it's about. So I found that part to be very, very uncomfortable. And then I was surprised to actually see online that there were lots of negative reviews as well, because I've only seen positivity around the Barbie thing. It's a lot of kind of laugh out. There were lots of funny little quips in the film, but it's not something I would watch again. And it was very nice visually to see all the Barbie clothes and the colours, and that was very nice. And I did have a Barbie when I was a kid. I already mentioned that, so that takes me back to my own memories of playing with dolls. Then at the end of it, when she wants to become human, it's kind of funny because she gets all excited. She has an appointment in the real world, and then we find out that she's going to see a gynecologist, and she's really excited about it because obviously Barbie doesn't have genitals. And it made me think, oh my god, not many of us are happy to go to the gynecologist. It's always something that we dread. However, having a vagina is definitely something to celebrate. So I definitely think that is a good lesson. And some of my friends were thinking that left them kind of on the edge and wondering about Barbie, part 2. Will there be a sequel of human Barbie? Now will she be able to use sex toys, etc.? So that's something that we will see. But it was interesting that the dolls in general were kind of sexless. There was no kind of, emotions of love or genuine attraction or anything like that. It was all very simple. And that's it. So yeah, visually a beautiful film. The music was amazing. I really liked the music in it, but I'm not a fan of how they did the gender roles. I think it could have been a lot deeper. A lot of the messages about being a woman and the expectations and there was a really good part when I don't know the name of the actress who plays the mother, who's responsible for Barbie's existential crisis. She gives this speech about being a woman and the expectations and trying to live up to these standards and not quite making it. You're to this or you're to that, blah, blah, blah. And that was quite profound. That's probably the most profound moment of the film. And also dreading cellulite. That was something else as well. But yeah, I love being a woman, and it was a great experience to see what everyone was talking about. But is it the best way to celebrate womanhood? I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. Yeah, so have you seen Barbie? I would love to know what you thought about it in the comments below. And yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday with another video. So thanks for watching, and I would love to know what you think of my thoughts on Barbie and what your thoughts are on Barbie, and if you're going to see it, and if you are, why, and sorry if I've spoiled it for you if you are, and if you have seen it, then please share your thoughts as well. I'd be very curious to hear. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Also, if you have any suggestions for new videos, don't hesitate to write to me at venus@venus.org, and I'll see you very soon. Mwah.